Okay, hello everyone. We are just about ready to start up the next run, which will be Cyberdimension, Neptunia, Four Goddesses Online by Silenteagle. And because the incentive was met, it will be without the use of Uni, so we'll get at least some unique gameplay. We have also met the incentives for Omega Quintet, all 5 PVs, but there are still a lot more incentives to meet, so make sure that you check those out, and if you want to see any of them, contribute their points. There is one particular incentive that's probably a long shot, but we'll be closing at the end of this run. We also have one more. We also have a bunch of bid wars, and all the naming basically all of the naming incentives have yet to have any entries whatsoever, so if you want your name or your particular meme name to be the name in either vanilla or V2, then make sure you get your bid in. You might win it for as few as 1,000 points. And a lot of those incentives are also accepting more than one entry winning, so even if you don't get first place, you might still get your name used anyway. Anyway, we'll just make sure that we're ready to go, and I will kick it over to the game audio shortly. Okay, the music will cut out and then we'll be ready with Four Goddesses.
I remember when I said reading was overrated. Yeah. It's overrated. But I'm not actually going to do this in Chinese.
And I will unmute myself on Discord so that you can actually hear me. We should now be live with Four Goddesses Online.
Alright, rad. Japanese is the voice language, right? Yeah, should be.
If you are talking on stream, then please unmute yourself on Discord as well.
Right, of course.
Just so I have the cues to start the timer and such.
Now I gotta pull everything back up. There we go.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna do a countdown. You ready?
Just a sec. Give me like. Alright, I'm ready now, yep.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. So 4GO is a game where the goddesses play a game instead of working. And somehow, in the course of that, it turns into work. Somehow it works. The whole thing ends up giving me SAO vibes. Also, I only learned just recently that scene always has a panty shot. I've played this game at least 60 times, and I've just now noticed that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what Kiss the Goddess does. I've never used that item. What's it, like an area heal? Something like that. So unlike a lot more recent Nep games, you can't really just straight up skip cutscenes. I just gotta rush through voices and text. Gotta be fast. Also, what's fun is a 5-minute unskippable intro. That always makes it a bit of a pain to start a new run of this, even though it's only like an hour or so. But at least there's good music, so. "5 minutes, and you can't skip any of it on PC. On PS4 there's a way to skip the first bit, but not the rest. Bert, since she's gonna be the healer this run. It's mainly gonna be item usage, but Bert's there too. I think it's these ones I want to kill on the ground to make sure I don't despawn the ones further up. I say as I kill them in the air. But they spawned anyway. So I didn't just kill those skeletons up there, normally we do, but there are these skeletons up here that are easier to kill because the AI doesn't get locked on gargoyles down below. You dead yet? No, you're dead. Wait, did I completed the question checker, what am I doing? I'm so used to hearing English voice clips that I use that as just a signal. Back there's a chest with a root of lean bird, good money. So here's something that doesn't make sense to me about this game. We get to the top of this mountain, and Bouquet's like, okay, input a password and get the first sacred treasure. But there's no boss here because it's a beta. Yet the next 3 sacred treasures all have bosses. And it just feels weird that they have earlier content unfinished and later content finished in universe. Anyway, now the candidates are here, and this is where I would swap in Uni, but I can't do that. Now this is one I skip because it's honestly just faster to watch through it anyway. I'm gonna sell everything that I'm gonna keep monster claws because I've learned that I'm gonna need a lot of those. I want a bunch of elder saps and some crystal waters. I also want to save enough to buy a blessing. Since that blessing ups my strength, I'm gonna want that as often as I can. So there's a lot of this game that's spent in menus, so I have to find places where I can menu and also keep running. Yeah. Like setting items, or switching party members or skills. Speaking of which, you should... These fire rocks give strength. So, make a little more buff for the boss ahead. Quite a few places where there's just invisible geometry, like right here. I can just skip that pit of worms, that godforsaken pit of worms. I don't think their attacks have like a frame limit, so they can just wiggle and you're dead. Also, there's your first sightings of Simp Kirito and his bored housewife. So, the strategy for most bosses here, without Uni, is going to be spam fire with Nepgear until it breaks, and then hit it really hard with other characters. In this case, Noir. Holy, oh my god, can that actually one-cycle? That'd be really neat if that could one-cycle. That's the first boss. Real boss. So from here, we rank up a quest rank. It can take on more quests, but first a cutscene. And the first sightings of a real major glitch in this game that is actually tangible. Well, okay, I guess the skip happened, but I want to get some money here so I can head over to the blacksmith. I can show you after the run's over. And Chaos Factory. So, there's a glitch in the game where you can upgrade weapons using only the materials for the longsword. So what you basically do is you take your mouse and you hover over it with the mouse, use a controller, and sort it by all, hover back over the weapon, and it'll still be on the longsword over on the right. So if you have the materials, you can do the upgrade, but it'll upgrade the weapon you had hovered. Now, the only caveat is that it actually uses the money of the weapon you're upgrading, so it's not 1,000 gold every time. I actually have to save up money for it. And if it uses the same materials as the longsword, like Monster Claws or Crystal Ore, I think, it ends up using those materials as well in the upgrade. Another glitch I haven't really brought up yet is the fact that for some reason, on the PC version only, before the update that brought New Game Plus, everything just deals twice the amount of damage for some reason. I don't know why, but it just does. And that is reason one as to why Uni was so broken. You could literally just spam Element Shot with her, and you would win. So once we clear those two quests, the next boss quest opens up. Now Flames, the first doggo. So I can head out. God, I am gonna need her. Normally I upgrade her guns here, so she can one-cycle this next boss. I don't know if I can do that, but considering Noir almost one-cycled, it might be possible. Although I didn't upgrade her weapon all the way I should have. So before every boss, I want to buff everyone with Flare Relieve, because that not only gives us elemental damage, but it also just straight buffs attack. Don't know by how much, but by some amount. Come on. Good enough. Honestly, starting to understand why Ox said that Uni might not have been necessary at all. So once I do that, a bunch of cutscenes show up in town with... Oh, Gem Shop, right. So even if I try cutscene skipping this, the menu shows up anyway and it plays. So I can't really skip that. Do I have the money for a few Monster Claws? Yeah. Nuts. I want to keep that key ring. Can I upgrade Nora's weapon one more time? Yep. Bleeding and Peachy don't need to be visited at all. There he is. RE4 Merchant. So then this guy shows up, and I failed to skip him. Tells us about this monster that stole another sacred treasure, so now we're up to kill him in the forest. But first, I need to be blessed. So while I'm walking here, I bought some gems. Power gems and element gems, so I can buff up people just a bit. I also picked up a protect gem there, which I'll stick on Neptunia because she does not have a lot of defense otherwise. So, what's annoying, there's a chest here and there's a cutscene right before it, so you can't pick it up until after the cutscene. There's Breath of the Goddess. I think that is a party-wide healing item. Could be wrong. More of Silenteagle3, and I think they just said they got the sacred treasure, which we're about to do, if Bird behaves. So, this is one of those bosses that can randomly decide, I'm not going to be damaged now. Usually it's at if you're at a certain distance. Other times they'll just do that, they'll just shoot fire while sitting on the ground, and I want that to happen. Because I can still damage it if that's the case. If it's back into a corner, that's even more convenient, because if it jumps back like that again, I don't have to worry about it. Also, that can happen, it can just kind of hover on people's heads. And that's that. Easy enough. Not quite. Level 16. There's also a cutscene after this. We get the second sacred treasure. Bouquet shows up, gets sick with something. And after that, we go back to town. And get the only potions of protections in the game for a while. Okay, I'm really screwing this up. These cathedral cutscenes are always so long. So then, rank 3 quests. Most important thing that happens here is I get candy weapons. Bert gets an ice cream cone and Rom gets chocolate. Yeah, chocolate. So I can just sorta... They're a lot stronger than your everyday weapon for, again, a while. So I just stick those on Rom and Bert, and Rom will be my boss killer for a while. And I mean a while. Is it a candy cane? Because it's like sweet katana cacao, which is chocolate. So I'd assume it's chocolate. I can't tell because it's kind of on fire right now, which in theory would make it melt. Anyway, birds, don't eat out of existence. Thank you. So with those quests done, next boss quest, that's back at Loki Mountain. now that we're getting a bit more money, I can afford to splurge a bit on items that heal both SP and HP. Also, here's Uzume, the only time you ever see her. And Noir gets High Slide, which means I get to do this. And thus, how I will be moving for the rest of the game. Problem with Noir is that she doesn't have a lot of SP, and High Slide takes 12, so she guzzles them. Like candy. Which... I don't want to use too many saps, because I kinda have to save some for the fight itself. So... I'ma just... should be enough. Combined with the leaves, which I nearly forgot I had. Also, that gem on Noir goes on Rom. Also the magic gem. So same old story, spam fire, break it, kill it with Rom. If I get too hurt, just heal with leaves. Because God knows Vert's not gonna do that for you. I don't know why Rom was taking so long to start swinging. I was mashing the skill button. There's that boss done. I think around here, yep. Princess, and then 2 more cutscenes with the merchant. Isn't it Violet and Baby's Breath? Very certain it was supposed to be Violet. So with the next Sacred Treasure comes a new area, Onera Corridor. Huh, I'll try that out then. So here we see CPUs meeting Sinkirito and Bored Housewife. They talk about how these are totally the CPUs and they can't be fooled. I would question why there's a beam sword in this game, but you only have guns, so meh. Anyway, in that chest there's a superpower gem which you can't get for a little bit longer. I think it's right after this boss, actually. Or no, it's not after this boss, it's about when you get the goddesses. So for once, Kirito and the Bored Housewife are having trouble with the boss, so they enlist the CPUs, albeit begrudgingly. Speaking of Kirito, here's a dual-wielding black robot. He can be very annoying because he's very strong, and has that attack. Very strong, and moves him forward, and makes him invincible. If anyone dies, I can just use a potion of protection, it's no big deal. But I prefer if they didn't die. Unfortunately, Rom's already dead. But as long as I just bring her back up after I break, it's fine. Nope. I swear it was Baby's Breath, and not Morning Glory. Well, anyway. They're dead. No, Do I? No, I don't. Normally this is where Uni would start just being used exclusively. But again, I can't do that, so what you just saw is how I'm going to take care of the next many bosses. But anyway, back to town. RE4 Merchant just sold some Kirito and what's-her-face, a hacking device, which will come up later. So rank 4, I just have to accept one quest, go back to Lucky Mountain, and kill a few things. Nothing too hard. Also, there's an event that gets you some materials. I think they sell well. So despite the... Come to think of it, in that Gear's using Burst Explosion there, which there is no way you could have learned it by this point. Because that's like a level 36 skill for her. Anyway, our target is these pink cats again. Pretty much everyone except Noir, Ram, and Neptune in this game get high slide at 24. For some reason, Ram gets it at 25 and Neptune just doesn't get it at all. And Noir gets it to 16, so... I've been thinking about using her over Ver. Anyway, next boss quest. Going back to the plains for another dog, but a buff dog. I think at this point I also want to go and buy the Lantern Rod for Netgear. And upgrade that for her, just once. It'll help. There's also a cutscene there I gotta skip. Thankfully I got it that time. One problem with the upgrade glitch is that if you don't move your mouse cursor away when you're done, you will get the menu will be weird. Because it remembers your mouse cursor position. So this guy's annoying because he has... More annoying than the first time we fought this guy, since he hurts a lot more. And if you're close to him, he does that spinning disc, which hits like 4 times. He also has a long-range version that spits out in front of him. Bert's about to die. And she is dead. I want her to get this level, so... Maybe you're right. I don't know. This actually really gets tiring on your thumb after a while. Also, I forgot to mention that when we got the first Sacred Treasure, we got Awakening. So when we land attacks, that gauge will fill up. And when we activate it, skills get stronger and we regenerate SP. Now that Verse level 24, she gets High Slide and is frankly a lot better at it, for the pure reason that she actually has the SP to sustain it a lot. Whatever. So back to the forest. Now that I have High Slide here, I can do something fun. High Slide interacts very oddly with slopes. So your forward momentum kind of becomes vertical momentum, and you just can fly above the whole map. And you really get to see what's solid and what's not, so Vert is Jesus. Canonically, she's Jesus. I have messed up that quite a few times, more than I'd like to admit, and have fallen outside of the map. If I move slightly to the left, you shouldn't be able to hit me. The AI does certain things at certain ranges, and if you can stay at those ranges, you can abuse them hard. Sometimes it relies on the AI as well, like your friendly AI. What? Oh, accidental photo mode. Should I have? This is the noise that drives people insane. Not jumping. Neptunia spamming fire. That's done. Another side effect of getting here via High Slide is that I can just do this. Normally there's a cutscene there. Speaking of which. So Miss Housewife is not a fan of anyone but her having pigtails, so she's mad at Uni. There's a cutscene here at the guild. Do I need more crystal ore? May as well, right? So to the Sea of Trees, which has a similar shortcut. I actually also want to stick the Salt Gem on Rom. So normally you're supposed to follow the path, you know, watch a lot of dialogue between the CPUs, but instead let's just fly over it. Over here you can, somewhere on the map there's no aid, which I learned you can damage him and kill him, but it doesn't actually skip anything, you still need to go through this story beat. So, Kyria and Black Cat use the hacking device and break the game. So, if you've ever played a little game called Neptunia V2, you'll recognize this next enemy, because it's a giant ball. So at long range, the thing has attacks that can freeze and stun, and I don't want to be in long range. If I'm at close range, it just does this attack, which ain't all that powerful. And you're dead. Not that hard of a boss. Ain't it a shame that there's like 20 more of them, and I don't kill a single one? Might be good for XP. I don't know. Not really necessary. Sadly, there's no shortcut to skip to this area over here. I'd have to go all the way back, and it's not really worth it at that point. So at this point, the Sea of Trees is completely off limits to us until we do a bunch more quests. The first one's simple, it's just a fetch quest in the caverns. We're looking for 3 rainbow stones at those gathering spots, and they always spawn in the same locations. First one's here, if I could stop getting accosted by turtles. Next one's over here. Most of these locked chests just tend to be accessories. The ones that do have useful stuff in them isn't useful for me, so I don't need to really hold onto any keys aside from the first. Also, something I don't understand is how some characters can redirect their high slide midair, others can't. Like, without attacking, I mean, because I think anyone can do it if you attack midair, which honestly isn't that hard to do, but still. So that's done. There's rumors going around the game about this mysterious Grim Reaper person that's killing people. Which, I mean, people are dying, but they don't die in real life, so... Eh. 2 cutscenes here to skip, by the way. Black Cat confesses something at the cathedral, and Kyria is being accosted by an Asuna XP. In fact, this whole situation is weird because they made a Kirito XP, they made an Asuna XP, and they already had one of those. Like, they literally had one of those. Did I accept a quest? Yes, I did. The Mayans! Big mountainous area, a lot of grass, and I don't give a damn about any of it. There are some invisible walls I gotta be on the lookout for, but that one isn't an issue. Also, Uni spoke, run over. Anyway. Too close. What's annoying is that even when I am at the right range, this bird likes to just shuffle forward in a very odd way. Let me try up here. At some point, actually, what am I doing? I have this now. Does Rom get 3 levels? No. I don't understand why that cutscene is there. It's literally just, we got the ingredient, yay, let's go back. There's more of the same with Kyria and Asuka. I think it's Asuka. Yeah, it's Asuka. Also, Blonde apparently just has like a force sense. She can just tell when her chest is being insulted. Hasty Crater, it's like Loki Mountain, but with more crater. And more of this. I'm certain these are very well-crafted levels, with lots of secrets to find, and stuff like that. This is not supposed to be going this slowly, by the way. I kind of just messed that up. But Why go through levels when you can just fly? Here's a dog. So Flare Tornado just makes a circle of death instead of launching a single firebolt. The only issue with it is that it only casts a certain range in front of Nepgear, and for it to deal damage, albeit really quickly, whatever you're attacking kind of has to stay still, and God forbid this thing do that. I asked nicely. But if you can get this thing to stay still, this thing does a lot of damage. When it works. Dead pup. So now that that's done, I can go over to Kappa, who's good at synthesizing things, so she can make the item we need to fight that boss. And I think there's no, nothing at the cathedral. Something else I forgot to get is another Scroll of Return. I'm gonna need another one. You need more than what they give you. So now that's done, cutscene with Blonde, basically saying, hey, the Sea of Trees is open again. Then Cathedral. Then the Sea of Trees is open again. At 32, Rom gets Magnolia, by the way, which is useful. So using the same route I did earlier, I just fly over to the boss area. I think I'm heading the right way. Nope. And here's not Hachimajin. This one behaves a lot more nicely than Beast Roa. Because as long as I can get him up against a wall like this, heal? I get the feeling... Okay, laser beam's easy. So I want to wait to scroll to turn this one because I use the scroll to skip a cutscene. I want to wait until the level up jingle. Now. So you heard that cutscene start, but now I'm back in town. So what could that possibly mean? Well, it means that we're going right back. That skips like a 3-minute long cutscene for the cheetah fight, and we can just go into the cheetah fight. And I've had this cheetah fight go all kinds of... Let me move. All kinds of nuts before. Like, I've had several times where he just runs in place forever. Yo, Rom, please don't die. Thanks. The Magnolia is nice and broken. Does a lot of damage. But now none of that matters, because... Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. That's not supposed to happen. Nepgear, please. Nepgear, please. So anyway, we just beat up Cheetah. Who, by the way, is an amalgamation of Black Cat and Kyria. And so they split apart, get saved by the Grim Reaper. And once that's over, we go back to town and go to the temple because we're not healing. We're unlocking the goddesses, and from there the run becomes somewhat normal. Somewhat. It becomes entirely normal compared to a no uni run. It used to be that I keep using uni the same way I would in a standard run, but I was talking with some friends of mine, and we figured out that, hey, the goddesses are just faster, because they do more damage. Also, so everyone and their sisters and Bouquet are putting the sacred treasures on the pedestals. They're in the Divine Realm. Here are the goddesses. They're all here. They're all different, but yet the same. Completely the same. And now I can just leave. For some reason I can't scroll over turn until going through that portal, but after that, I have a few options on what to do. I could either go straight after the Grim Reaper, or I could just fight 3 bosses beforehand. But first, it's upgrade time. Oh god, I don't have the money. What can I sell? Sources of life, I want those. Breath. Yeah, this is enough. So, I wanna upgrade glitch on all of these weapons. Or at the very least, Fortune Sword and Harvest Lance, but as many as I can get, really. So once that's done, I talk to Bouquet at the cathedral, and then all the goddesses are around, just kind of introducing themselves to the actual CPUs. I always miss one of them. It's always Whiteheart that I miss. Anyway. Once I talk to Kyria here, Unreal World opens up. This isn't supposed to happen, but Grim Reaper's here. This is an Unreal game. From here, I want to swap out everyone, except Bert. Bert's still useful. And I want to change their skill sets. Greenheart can stay exactly the same. Let me think here. Big brain time. You need Upslice, Burn Slayer, High Slide, Burst Explosion. I'm being wormed. Help. You need just Burst Explosion. Honestly, it doesn't really change much if you don't do this. Burst Explosion's really good. And I'd like it if they used it more often. So once I'm done with that, I just high slide to the end, and Jesus, I lost a lot of HP. Speaking of which, that's an exit. Here's Grim Reaper. Here's the strategy for the rest of the game. I just burst explosion until their health is gone, and once it's gone, remember that thing I said about skills being able to be spammed if you spam both buttons? Yeah, Purple Heart takes that up to 11. So I beat Grim Reaper. I still have no idea what he is, but everyone helped kill him, and thus this plotline is over. Almost. So the GM is here in Bouquet's body, trying to help figure out... Was Nep transparent just then? Trying to figure out what's going on, what's hacking. Also, RE4 merch is bad, basically. Also, Black Hat Princess is still kind of knocked out from the whole cheetah thing. But none of that matters, because we're going to kill some other bosses. Those 3 quests I accepted a while ago. 3 bosses in VR Mines, Pesty Crater, and Eroded Cavern. This is too low. It might not be too low. It wasn't too low. Nice. Fly again, I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. You probably saw it in Mega Tag. A lot of bosses in this game are reused for Mega Tag. Or other games in general. Also, another fun thing is that if you're in the middle of casting a spell like that and you switch characters, the effect just stays. Forever. You can't escape this. On to the crater. Now at this point I really don't even need to use Vert since the other goddesses can high slide. They can high slide just fine. But... Didn't think of it at the time. There we go. So I honestly forget how or why these bosses are relevant to the plot, but they must be. Guess who just thought of this? That's much better. That's much faster. At this point, SP items are just really for... to do up slice slam, you just spam 2 different skill buttons together. Basically, I'm just mashing X and Y. There's something I'm tempted to try out. What if I just didn't break? You know, I think that might actually be faster. So once those 3 things are done, you get a 4th quest, which is out of order for some reason. And you go to an Aira corridor. And because I really don't want to keep switching to Bert... What? Wait, did I... That was a misclick. Yeah, I think that might actually be faster than breaking with Reinhardt. Move, please. I would assume that'd be faster with the others. Because, God, it sure looks the part. Especially if the others are helping out with Bird's explosion. Jesus. Once you get the bosses, you just kind of, once you get the goddesses, everything just kind of deleted. So rank up, which means there's just one more thing left to do. We're off to fight Cheetah again. So let's see if I can do this. Nope. Ah, nuts. There we go. So if you you can skip another cutscene right over there by going up there. There's also a back route, but that's faster. Anyway, it's time for you to die. There's Cheetah. I don't know what's funnier, the fact that this is not going to take nearly as long as I thought it was, or the fact that I discovered something completely new in the middle of it. So with Cheetah done, that's totally the end of the game, right? Credits are about to roll. Right? Right? No, it's not. Because there's still the Demon King that we forgot about. Oh, yeah, and for cheating, Kyria and Black Cat got their accounts frozen. They're not banned though, they can just make new ones. Alts are a problem even in this world. But yeah, the run doesn't end until after Demon King, so... I get to sit and have a drink during these credits. Except I don't have a drink with me. Should have thought of that. God dang, is this song worth it for all that trouble? That hour of trouble. Why would he translate in the middle of a class? Thankfully, it's just three more bosses, and none of them will take that long. But first, here's Mine, RE4 merchant, being kind of remorseful because she dissed her grandma at some point, and no one disses the grandma. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgotten where I was there. I forgot to mention. That's a cutscene you don't want to watch because watching that noir cutscene triggers a cutscene. What's it? Before the second Cheetah fight. Anyway, Iffy and Pishi here are here to give you items, but more importantly, Pishi's here to get the heck out of the way because she blocks another cutscene later on. Okay, if Grandma disses herself, that's different. That's different. I don't have a stock of items. Good enough. Oh! We got more sources of life. Cool. I don't know how that didn't hit me. Oh, I'm stuck. I was stuck in his crotch for a second. Not fun. That's without any blessings either. Let me just, like, restock on everything. And buy Kingly Appearance. Japanese PS4, these prices are like so much lower for some reason. They're like 2,000 at most. Don't do what I just did and forget that quest. Also, there's a cutscene in Chaos Factory if you go in it after at some point. Strongest boss in this game is just moving around in this weird circular terrain. Because for all intents and purposes, I should just be flying over this. But, you know, if I just so happen to land there, I'd fall into an infinite void. And we can't have that happen. So with the blessing of I don't have one, how fast does Dark Knight die? If I die, I have a Philosopher's Stone and whatever. I have a Philosopher's Stone, it's fine. Just as long as I break his guard before he kills me, it's cool, it's cool. Right? Right. We're good. Dark Knight's dead. I think the record for this game is like 101 by Ox right now. I think with this Purple Heart thing, I might be able to push it under an hour. I didn't forget the quest for Jester. You know what else I'm not gonna forget? Give me another Philosopher's Stone. Give me Appearance and Seeds of Leanbird. Atleo City Ruins. In my best run right here, I forgot this quest and took like 30 seconds or so to go back and take it. Let it rip. Why is the thing not triggering? There we go. So this is the exact point where the Demon King plans to revive himself. We're here to stop that. Also, what I love, the candidates are here, Like, you can clearly see them. They're all here. And despite that... Now they're nowhere. They just died. Okay, I actually like that laugh. Jesus. Normally I play these games in English, but I really like Jester's Japanese voice. Too bad it has to die in like 1 minute. So back in town we picked up a crystal from Noir, or something. He has a shield. We use the crystal, shield goes down, but then he's a smart villain, he uses it again, and then his own lackey comes and messes him up. And for some reason that also drops the shield. Anyway, normally it's good if I can stay at a certain distance and have him just use that ball attack. I'm not actually hitting him, I just realized. But I can't really do that when I'm up close using melee attacks. Also, my god, this is nuts. Oh my god. Time is when the screen fades to black. Now.